Try HelloFresh UK to get 60% off your first box, 25% off for 2 months, and to, of course, help support this channel. Link is down in the description. Thank you for your support. Well, at the end of the last episode, we left a bit of a cliffhanger with regards to our job situation. We had interest from Kashima. We were awaiting a job interview, but we were the favourite for the job. Well, just 2 days later, we've now got interview interest, and we might well be on our way from Yokohama. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 30 of the Head Coach with me, Daniel. We are back today with Yokohama FC, but the football is not of interest to us because we are back with job interview opportunities, and it comes via another Japanese club in Kashima, a team 5 points below us in the table, but with a hugely superior squad. They've been one of the favourites every year. They've got a wonderful team. And with this squad going backwards, with injuries and with another transfer window on the way, I think we need to make our move while we can. It could well continue the remarkable rise as we approach almost to the day, the 4-year anniversary of starting this save. And we are now a 2.5-star reputation manager who might be moving to a 3-star reputation club. If you're looking forward to seeing if we can do that and potentially get a chance to shine on the continental stage, and please do put a thumbs up on the video. You were with me last time as we played Gifu, and we've not had any games since, so nothing to reflect on apart from this. If we go to the inbox, we have got a job interview offer from Kashima. A club that, yes, are sitting in 10th at the minute, but are so professional and have got an awful lot behind them. So let's see how we get on. They are, in fact, in the Asian Champions League. Are they still going in it? Let's have a quick look. Doesn't look like it. Did they go out earlier? Yeah, they went out in the quarterfinals. So no glory to be had immediately, but they're still in the cup, both the League Cup and the All Japan Cup. So this could be a job we take on halfway through the season with a great opportunity at getting silverware. I'm a very excited man at the moment. So let's go and attend the interview and see how on earth this pans out, because you can see a continental reputation, still a decent record this year, for some wonderful players that should be doing better. They were one of the favourites for the title every season, and hopefully we can get the job and live up to that. The board are pleased you've taken time to attend today. Your managerial experience lacks variety. Well, I've shown loyalty, that's a good thing. You've done some highly impressive work at your current club. Why do you want to move on? I want to take the next step in my career, that's fine. Some people might be inclined to say you're taking a risk by leaving what has to be considered a safe job, looking to make the jump to a bigger challenge. What's your thoughts on that? I want to keep progressing. Are you perhaps looking to move on while your stock is high? Absolute nonsense. I'll bring the momentum with me. You've developed a reputation for applying for other jobs while still employed. Brilliant. I feel that's acceptable when you consider how long I've been in management. Can you explain why you appear to be in the running for a few jobs right now? I just want to keep progressing. Don't come and attack me for the jobs I'm applying for. You've been going through managers pretty quickly yourselves. You have previously been embroiled in media controversies. Oh, the age-old questions here. Exception rather than the rule. Are you the right person to turn around this underachieving club? You bet I am. I'm a motivator. I will make the difference here. We understand the importance of having a backroom team. No. This is the head coach. I don't need any say in transfer, staffing or contracts. I need nothing. You guys are going to be in charge of that. We haven't looked to see, actually, if they've got a director of football. That could be a spanner in the works. What are the expectations? Defensively solid, set pieces. See, they want us to play boring football. They're looking for the Jose Mourinho of Japanese football. I mean, I'm sure they won't complain if we score 3 or 4. Work within the wage budget. Maintain the club status as the most reputable team in Japan. Okay, that's impressive. Minimum 2-year contracts for first-team players, reach the latter stages of the Champions League and challenge for the J1 title, then win it every year after. This is a big club, people. This is a huge job. This season we're targeting a top half finish. Is that something you think is attainable, or can you take us further? If given a job, I feel I could do slightly better and challenge for Asian Champions League qualification. Yeah, easy. Transfer budget of 3.5 million. I won't quite need that much. I've seen your squad. Happy with the wage bill. Nothing else to do. An enlightening discussion has been had, but will we be offered the job? I've got a game in 2 days. I'm not going to show you all of that. We'll come back if we get a job offer or if we're rejected, and then we'll decide what we're going to do next. Fingers crossed, we're off to Kashima. Well, we return 4 days later following disappointment with Yokohama FC. We threw away a result late on again, a 94th minute equaliser for bottom of the table Tokyo V, and that may well be our final result at Yokohama FC. Or will it? Let's see the outcome of the job interview. We go through to the inbox. You can see we have been approached by Kashima. We've also been approached by our own board, but we're going to refuse to attend that. I've made my mind up here. Kashima is the solution. A massive transfer budget, a massive wage budget, and a huge reputation club with a brilliant squad, including 1 or 2 that we have managed before. Kashima Antlers are the ones to come in. 3.8 grand a week wage offer for us. We are currently on 4.5. I forgot we got given a big wage rise there. We probably need to try and work that up a bit. Let's go and start the negotiations. We're going to try and get it up to 4.5 to match the same. And if we can, it's a brilliant job, a bigger job, for the same money with bigger opportunity. A chance to manage continental football, a chance to get noticed in other countries, and that's something we've been waiting for. Let's suggest the terms. They're up to 4.2 straight away. I think we're going to be okay here. Yep, 4.5 grand. They're immediately happy. We are off to Kashima, our 3rd Japanese club of the series, but this one is different. A 3-star reputation, continental football, and a chance to really show how good we are. Let's go and get into our first day at the job. We'll meet the staff and the players we're going to be working with. And when you see some of these boys, trust me, you are in for an absolute treat, as am I, as their manager. Well, here we go then. Welcome to Kashima Antlers in a move that is sure to spark plenty of heated debate. Have you ever seen, quick side note here, have you ever seen a different introduction than that? I'm pretty sure that first sentence is always the same. They're down in 10th, but they're only a few points away, and this is going to be a big opportunity to quickly look like a genius. Let's go and get through the introductory messages. We have got a technical director. We've not got, by the looks of it, a director of football. They're also moving into a new stadium that's the same size next year, or in 2 years' time, sorry. But it's 40,000 capacity. It's a bit different. The facilities are off the chart. The club history is trophy laden, and the budgets are on a different level. This is a club, even with a bigger history, that is just huge in Japanese football. This is a real opportunity. Let's have a look at the technical director. He is, where are you? Oh, he's not very good. That's disappointing. The assistant manager, oh dear. Have we got like a Manchester United equivalent here? Apologies, United fans. But a brilliant club with a brilliant history, and maybe not the greatest backroom or boardroom at the minute. It might look like it from those two, but we'll give it the benefit of the doubt for now. Let's go and get through the introductory messages. 4-3-3 recommended. Of course, we've played a different tactic at both clubs so far. And in our other 2 saves, both on Twitch and on YouTube, we've played 2 different tactics, one at home, one away. So we might end up doing something a bit wackier here, because we've got the bigger players that can do it, including some we've managed before. But let's get through the introduction. Look at the club vision. Look at the board culture. Yep, it's all about challenges. Challenge for every trophy. We're still in a League Cup. We're still in a Japanese Cup. This is an opportunity to win something this year and make sure we're in continental football again. Let's go through to the first day of the job. Look at the rest of the staff and the players. We have resigned from Yokohama FC and we are now in charge of Kashima Antlers. Playing time expectations we can worry about later. Supporter profile's big, lots of season ticket holders. Finish above Arawa, who are apparently the rivals. We could have been on the other side of this a year and a half ago. Let's get through the season expectations. Quarter-final of the Champions League. Title challenge. I didn't say we were going to do that. That seems a little bit off for me, but I do actually think we'll be up in the top 4. We'll create the tactic once we've met the players and we know what formation is best. And we'll do the meeting the media once we've finished off here. But let's start by having a look at the staffing and which people we've got to work with. It looks like a few have gone with the old manager. The director of football is clearly one of those. It's a shame the assistant manager wasn't, but let's have a look at what we've got in full. So we've met both the technical director and the assistant manager, who aren't very good. We'll look at the head of youth development next, who is better. Norihiro Matsunaga, 39 years of age. He was the caretaker manager as well. So he knows these players. He's great working with youngsters, good judgment, good coaching qualifications, and determined to, yep, we're happy with him. Let's go through some of the general coaches. We've got two goalkeeping ones. One is average, and the next one is not great either. We've got a set piece coach in Kamata who is pretty good at what he does. We've got two fitness coaches who are average and average. Okay, it's definitely the problem at this club, isn't it? Behind the scenes, they're a bit of a mess because the players are brilliant. Everything else, I'm coming in now with success, but this coaching team is not good. We have a look at the head physio, better, which is what we're going to need later on. Let's have a look at the recruitment team because that's the one we're most reliant on. I can take charge of some of the training bits. I can make sure that we're successful there. I can't take charge of recruitment in this save. Chief Scout isn't great, but he's young enough to improve. The other scouts, oh my word. How have a team this big, with such brilliant players, managed to get such a mess in their backroom staff? That is astonishing. Now that guy we actually had at Gifu apparently, but I can't believe how weak that is. So I'm hoping our chairman will bring in a good director of football and they can get to work on the rest because that is a mess. So for now, let's go and get through to the staffing. We're going to get hire and fire the director of football for the chairperson. Then once they've got them in, they can do the rest. But I will set all of this stuff to the technical director in a moment. For now though, let's go and get through to the squad. We'll look at the development centre first because normally there's one or two very good youngsters about. And it may be the case here as well. Couple of 2.5-star players. One is not a youngster by any means. It's a 31-year-old Spanish goalkeeper, but take away the lack of determination, he's probably better than Go Hatano. And he's probably better than anyone we had at Gifu as well. So I think we're seeing a level of quality we've got here. There's an 18-year-old goalkeeper too. He's very good. And if he's homegrown at the club, I'll get him involved a bit from the start. Loads of players with big potential, as you can see. We'll promote those two for now. In the under-18s, again, a few players with big potential, but at the moment, no one who's going to jump into the first team. Or at least on the face of it, that's the way it looks. So what we're going to do is go through to the senior squad. It's a fairly big one, and there's a lot of quality there. I just want to see this turning player. Is he joining this club? Yes, he is, and he's coming from Valencia. Wow, this is a different level of player. I've got an immediate bit of excitement here. Because the first thing I'm noticing based on our former club is that there are 4 homegrown players in the senior squad and only one of them's wanted, which might be helpful too. There's also 2 players I recognise. We've got Ibasuki, the centre half, and Nico Takahashi, the young left back. Both of those were on loan at Gifu many years ago. But let's go and have a look at the squad in report order. Just want to see the top wage. It is 30 grand a week. So let's get through. Look at them in report order and see what we've got in each position. We've got 4 very good goalkeepers, and I think we can see why the number 3 is now transfer listed. We've got Menno Bergson as the best one of the lot, 27-year-old Dutch keeper. Not the best reflexes, but generally just a very solid keeper across the board. Prefers to catch than punch, which I like. Maybe not the best rushing out, so is actually a traditional goalkeeper rather than a sweeper keeper. But very solid, happy with him. We've seen Suarez already, who's a pretty good backup if need be. We've also got Naoki Hidaka. He is a 20-year-old keeper who's pretty good, very driven. It's a shame really, he could probably do with a year of first team football, and he's not far from getting it. I wonder if he'll get loaned out in the window or get recommended in the backroom advice. Same as well for the 18-year-old we looked at. A good young goalkeeper, but in truth, he is probably the 4th best of the 4. Let's move into defence where we've got a couple of very poor youngsters. The first one is a 3 grade out star player. Hang on a minute, I'm just having a look here. Have we not got any right backs? We've got a really good squad and in one position with no players. Oh dear, please let one of the centre halves be able to play there or we're in trouble. I'm a bit worried by the fact that they've got them in the senior squad, would suggest that might not be the case, but let's look at the one who it is suggested is his best position. Daiki Watanabe is an 18-year-old right back, 2-star ability. He's not great. He's basically the level of our former club or our former two clubs, and he has played 10 games, we're not going to have a right back, are we? It's going to be a lack of balance because of a poor recruitment team. Oh, please, just let one of these be accomplished or even competent at right back. I'll retrain them. Let's have a look at the rest. We have got foreign defender, Cas Odenthal. He is 26, 3.5-star ability. Another Dutchman, great jumping reach, great in the air, solid technically, solid physically, brilliant defender. Not starting games this season. We're going to have to put a change to that. The fact the other right back started 10 games and this guy started 2, that's pretty much a criminal offence. We've got to find a way around it. Naomichi Ueda is the next one. He's 32, again 3.5-star ability. Can play right back a little bit. And that might be enough for me. He's a Japanese international. He's on big money, got a great personality and still good physically. 2 very good centre-halves we've met there already. The next one is Shogo Asada. He is a 2.5-star centre-half who can play left-back, and he's also exactly what we expect, a fringe player. He's great in the air, which is lovely. His determination is shocking, something we're seeing a pattern of in Japan, but technically he's nowhere near, so he is very much an emergency backup if need be. The next one is the man joining from Valencia, 30-year-old Tsuyoshi Watanabe. He is a one-cap Japanese international. He's a good centre-half. He's a bit of a solid all-rounder, but not spectacular anywhere. And I'm guessing the fact that he's playing above the other Dutch lad is because of a foreign player ruling, rather than anything to do with quality, because he is definitely not as good as the other one. But what I'm looking at here, with these centre-halves, and with the one I know is still to come, is we're probably going to have to play a back 3 again, because we can't have 4 top centre-halves and only play 2 of them. It would just be silly. The only other option is to play the experienced one at right back, but by the time he's trained there, it's probably too late. The final one is the man we've managed before, the youngest and the best of the lot. It is 19-year-old Asahi Ibasuki. He is, now, maybe our right back option, because he's not too bad out there. Doesn't really suit it, but he's the least good in the air. He's the quickest of the centre-halves. He's determined, he's a leader, he's good in the tackle. Do you know what? He might be my right back. Maybe that does give us a new opportunity to play a back 4. Either way, he's a fabulous player at this level. As you can see from his career stats, he's played 15 games for me before, and mentally he's superb. I like him. He is wanted by other clubs. Saudi, hopefully he won't go there. But I feel out of him and Wader, I've got to train one on the right, or hope we've got a right wing back, because if not, we're going to have to play the back 3 and someone terrible out there. Let's have a look at the 2 left backs though, who again aren't that great. The first one is again a man we've managed in a loan spell before at Gifu. Nico Takahashi, a solid left back, a decent player. He can play wing back pretty well as well though, so if we do have any problems in the future, well, it does mean we can play the back 3. So he fits into either tactic, which is ideal. Ryo Toyoda is the other one. He's only 18 years of age, but he has bigger potential. Not quite as much current ability though, and not the best personality. I'm not sure he's ready to play regularly, albeit he's got the best average rating of anyone we've seen so far. And I'm surprised looking at the defenders we've got, including Takahashi, that he's played as much football as he has. From what we'd seen so far, I would have assumed they were playing a back 3, but they must be playing a back 4, because there's no way he's starting centre-half for them. This is a very bizarre situation, I've got to admit. Let's have a look at the one who's rated left wing back, Rui Leader. He is a natural wing back. He's not great again. Physically, he's exceptional. He's good going forward, but defensively, positioning, composure, technique and tackling, it all leaves a little bit to be desired. But I am watching out for the one key bit here. He can play right wing back competently. So that might be something to keep an eye out for the next few weeks, but I'm hoping one of these midfielders will be able to do a job. Maybe one of the wingers, just help us out, because it seems to be the only thing missing. Of course, we haven't got on to any of the homegrown players yet, but we are on to another one of the foreign stars now. 4-star ability, Ramiz Zarouki. We had a brief look at him in the last episode. Regular Algerian international, has played for Feyenoord, Twente, Ajax, etc. He's a proper player. He's better than anything we've managed in midfield at any club before. And he's on the same wage as Lara, which puts it into perspective here. Can play holding mid or centre mid. Can play on the right of a standard midfield, which might be useful if we've got nothing else, but he is a player we've got to utilise. He's good on set pieces, he's got everything, and he's going to be a star of this football club. Let me promise you that. The next one in there is 2.5-star ability, Takumu Kawamura. He is a good holding midfielder, can play right wing back a bit again, but to be honest, he looks more of a versatile utility man than he does a superstar, so I'm hoping we won't have to start him too often. The next one is the first of the homegrown stars, an 18-year-old holding midfielder, 3-star ability, Shogo Nakahara. Please be good. You are good. Again, holding midfield or centre mid as a playmaker. Great vision, great decision making. Good on the ball. Not the best physically yet. He's got work to do there, it must be said, but a very good player nonetheless. Already made the best part of 70 appearances for the club in the league and is playing regularly this season. He is a player we've got to be very pleased with and will continue to work around. Could he play off the right at all? I didn't check. Not a chance. He's not physically good enough for that. Let's move into the more aggressive midfielders and we start with, I think, the final foreign star of the squad. Brian Hainen is a 30-year-old midfielder, 3.5-star ability, can play right back a little bit. I'm guessing he's been their emergency man. He is a proper midfielder. So we've already got 2 players that are great in there and 1 youngster who's very good. This guy falls into the great category. Former Belgian under-21 international, over 250 league appearances for Genk, and he's been here this year. The star man of the team by the looks. 5 goals in 16 from midfield. 2 assists, a great average rating, and by the looks of it, a very good set piece taker too. He is going to be a superstar in this squad. Let's move on to another young player, Tayuka Yasuda. He is a 19-year-old centre mid who can also play number 10 or off the left wing. He can't cross the ball, so he's not a left-sider, and he's not quick enough either. But he is a bit of a vision flair player again. Bit like the other youngster we just looked at, but very good determination, likes to try and unlock the door, and off the bench could be that type of player that we rely on. I'm trying to work out what tactic they were playing because he started over half the league games as well. This is really baffling me. I'm going to have to go back and have a look in a minute. The next one is another one of the homegrown youngsters, Kento Agawa, 2.5-star midfielder with 4.5 potential. Yeah, solid. Look, he fills a place on the bench with a player who won't embarrass himself at this level, but he needs to reach a bit more of that potential before he's going to be considered for the first team. But either way, stronger than some of the subs we had at Yokohama. Let's move on to the right wingers. We've got 30-year-old Takashiro Sakamoto. He is on loan at the moment at 30. Yes. He is left-footed, which does ruin it a bit. He's played for Coventry. I knew I recognised the name. He's a Coventry player. But the big news is, forget about his ability on the wing. There's our right wing back. It's not ideal. He can't tackle, he can't defend, and he can't use his right foot. But we've got a wing back who's competitive. He's played well this season, and he might be the man that allows us to play a back 3. So very happy with him. He's joined on the right wing by Ryotaro Araki, 25-year-old homegrown player, and it looks like he's a star. 3.5 ability, 4-star potential. Oh yes, boy, you are. He can play off the left, right, or in the number 10 role. He is an absolute gem of a player. He's just coming back to fitness. He's played loads for the club. He's actually got a poor average rating this year and in most of the previous seasons. So I've got to find a way to try and get the best out of him. And that will probably mean a different style to what we had at Yokohama. We've got 2 more attacking midfield players here as well. Masaki Watai is the first one. He is a Japanese number 10. Again, can play left, right, or central. Just a solid all-rounder. Technically very good. Mentally and physically okay. Not the tallest, not the strongest, but the type of player who can unlock a door again, which we've got a few of here. It's a very central heavy team, isn't it? There's not many players who are just natural wide men. Even the ones we have seen who can play there, they're generally central players that have just drifted into wide positions over the years, and he, Watai, is another one of them. He's joined by a left winger who's currently injured, Yasuki Matsuo, 26-year-old, 2.5-star ability. I mean, he's got the attributes to be a left winger. He's quick, he can dribble, but he looks a better striker to me. He's a good finisher, great first touch, good off the ball, good decision maker. Composure's a slight weakness, but he's good running in behind and he's agile as well. I'm kind of thinking, oh, he's out for 5 months. Right, we're going to disregard him. I'm looking at this now. The two wingers that are there, because we can't count Matsuo this season. Araki's a good number 10. Sakamoto is going to be a wing back. We might as well play the same that we've played at Yokohama. I can't see the tactic being wrong, because it looks like there's two good strikers, and if there are, it's going to be the perfect tactic for them. We've got a 31-year-old who is homegrown at the club, so must be a legend by now. Yuma Suzuki is 3-star ability. Oh, he went away and came back. Had a go in Belgium at STVV. But my word, he's a good footballer. Runs in behind. He's 6 foot, so at a push can do the target man stuff as well. A very good striker. Off the ball movement lets him down a bit, but he's got bundles of quality. And again, better than virtually anything we've managed at other levels. Let's have a look at the star man of the team though. 4-star ability striker. 27-year-old Shuto Machino. He is a gem. Long throw as well. Can play off the wide areas, can play number 10. But more importantly, he's a good finisher. He's good running in behind. He's a good penalty taker. He's quick as well. He's just returning from a broken ankle and hasn't featured much this year. But he's got almost 1 per start when he has done. So 3 games, 3 goals for Japan. A proper gem for us if we can keep him fit. The final one though is an interesting one because it's a 19-year-old centre forward and he's 3-star ability as well. Ryota Ishida. He is another very good striker. Look, we've probably not got the target man type we would like to have, but we've got some great strikers in behind. I'd argue specifically at the role, he's probably the best of the lot. He's not really played much this year, 2 starts and then 10 off the bench, but when he's played in the cup, he's done really well. And it does give me a lot to think about. It's not a balanced squad. Let's not make any bones about it. They're exceptional at centre-half. They're exceptional in centre midfield. They're plentiful in goal and they're all pretty decent. And they've got 3 very good centre forwards, but they've not got a lot of width. And we can't play a side that doesn't have any wide players at all. Now, it might be a first time for me in FM24 trying inverted players. We might have to play a very narrow style, but I think tactically my initial thought is that we go for the same setup as we went for at Yokohama, the 3-5-2 with a number 10. And that will allow us to get good attacking players into the game, have 3 players in attack at all times, but we're going to have to play through the midfield a bit more. And we can do that by certainly inverting the right wing back to make sure that we've got as many players in the central areas as possible. I feel confident with the back 3 that they'll be able to defend most challenges. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. This is going to be an interesting job. Of course, the good news is there is a game this weekend and then they've got lower league opposition in the middle of July. But after that, there is no game until the 31st, which is over halfway through the transfer window. So as long as the chairperson's got a director of football in by then, and as long as we're starting to work on targets, once we've set up our tactic and said 3-5-2, hopefully they'll notice that wingback is the issue and resolve that problem for me. We've got a pretty horrible run of fixtures coming up in August, and of course, there are going to be some tough games along the way as well. There's also cup games to worry about as we head towards the end of the season, and our 4th league game in charge is against Yokohama FC, which will also coincide with deadline day. So here's the plan for now. We're going to come back tomorrow for our first game in charge and also to see the director of football as they come in and all the changes that will happen at the club. We're then going to come back after that for the Yokohama FC reunion. And of course, that will coincide with deadline day, as we mentioned in the last episode, when we thought we might be managing in the other dugout. And then after September, we've got to make decisions based on where we are in the league and where we're going in the cups. Because you can see Vissel Kobe is a huge tie in the League Cup quarter-final. The winner of that may well even be favourites to win it. And we've got other competitions that we want to go all the way into. It looks on paper like we've got a rotten run of fixtures to finish. They've played Gifu twice. They've played Tokyo V twice. Fukuoka will have been twice after Saturday. So they've played a lot of the poorer teams twice. And we've got a run in against a lot of the big boys. But I'm not going to complain. I'm happy to have the job. We are in charge of our 3rd club, Kashima Antlers. And it looks like on paper, we've got a good side that just needs a couple of additions. I'm a bit worried about the staffing. You know how much importance I normally place on that. Here, I can't do anything to stop it being poor. So fingers crossed the director of football will come in and fill the rest of the slots pretty well. Although, of course, the technical director will probably be in charge of that. If you want to stay up to date and find out how they do, and you did enjoy this introduction to Kashima Antlers, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. If you want to stay up to date and see how the rest of the season goes, find out who our new director of football is, and of course, see a reunion with Yokohama FC in just a couple of episodes' time. And please do subscribe and turn that notification bell on. Let me know in the comments if you think this is the right decision. Will we be able to win a trophy this year? Because despite the failures in the league, they're still doing well in all the cups. We'll find out all the answers in the next episode in a couple of days' time. But between now and then, we're back tomorrow with Southend United in our One Club Save. That playlist is up in the eye above if you've missed any of it, as it's the Twitch channel where we're live regularly, and a football podcast with loads of predictions, discussions and more. Please do come and check out all of those if you haven't already. And if you're in the UK, check out the HelloFresh link at the top of the description. But thank you very much for watching, and seeing us join Club 3 today. This feels like it's a big opportunity, but things on and off the pitch have got to improve. I'll see you next time to find out if we can start that.